Esther Buerki, the author of Living Without Fear and the co-publisher of the Amazon best-selling Inspire Journeys. Get in touch with me if you want to start living without fear or writing your book or order my self-help book on Amazon. And please share this podcast with a friend who you know needs to hear this episode, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you leave a review on your favorite podcast platform, this will help that many more people will find this episode. It's a huge honor to be with you again. I'm so happy to talk about what I've learned about changing my mindset in the last few years. I cannot tell you how life-changing my learnings are. I guess my sons notice it the most, but also some close friends are aware of it. To give you some idea where I prepared this podcast episode today, I'm sitting in my garden on a bench in the nice winter sun of Switzerland, and my white and my black cat are sunbathing right next to me to my left side. It's such a gorgeous, unique moment, and I feel very grateful for it. I wished I could put more ease into your life with a single tip, something I always prayed for in my desperate moments. Why isn't my life easier? Why do I have to learn all the hard way? Why cannot I change and all gets much lighter? But those are the wrong questions. If you want to have a better life, you need to ask better questions. At the time I was suffering from anxiety and depression, I didn't understand this. So let me explain this to you. If you're asking overall and general questions like, why isn't my life easier? You throw your life in one basket and you aren't specific. You probably gather everything from a dark side. You probably put on the negative glasses with which you see all in a rather negative way. But this isn't very helpful. You agree? You and your life consist of thousands of tiny details. There are definitely areas in your life where things aren't too bad, or they are even way better than the rest of your life. It might be your health. It might be your relationship with a loved person. It might be in your professional life. Think about it. Where is your life running at a 7 or 8 on a scale of 1 to 10? Great, you found something. So that's why I said you're asking yourself the wrong question. There are things in your life that are working well. And if you've taken off the negative dark glasses, you can see those details. But let's go to the areas of your life where you feel you are not making any progress, where you think you are at a 2 or 3 on a scale of 1 to 10, and you feel you always come back to fail, even if you tried very hard again and again. Sometimes, or most of the time in my life, progress was coming in very slowly, much too slowly. I was very impatient. But after a few years, I realized how much progress is there. If someone has told me 10 years ago that I will have published a handful of books in 10 years ahead, I wouldn't have believed this person. I have had this big dream of being an author, but I didn't believe in myself. Being an author wasn't something for me. Being an author was only meant for others, but not for me. My writing wasn't that good. I felt I wasn't good enough. But then, with the help of coaches and mentors, I started writing my first book, Leonard and Lulu, my first children's book. And I was so afraid that nobody would like it. But they liked it. And I started having some little faith in myself and my writing and publishing capacities. And I kept going by surrounding me with more mentors and people who had done what I wanted to achieve. And after 5 years, I could send 5 books and 4 more language adaptations of these books to the Swiss National Library so that my publications will be stored for all future generations. Isn't this awesome? And just to let you know, my 3rd cat just arrived and was laying down at my feet to take a sunbath as well with the 2 other cats. So let's come to the right question to ask yourself so that you can get helpful answers and change your life the way you dream of it. A valuable question for you today could be, and honestly, I ask myself this question nearly every day. What could I do today, now, right in this moment, so that I will get 2 millimeters closer to my goal or dream? It doesn't have to be something big. This was the mistake I always made. I believed to become an author, I need to start with something huge. Not at all. Let's start with something small, even tiny, a thing nobody notices, but something that means a lot to you. It can be a simple email or a simple phone call. It can be a small change with your habits. Just think small, not big. Small, tiny. Maybe something that was unimportant to you until today because you always had the big picture in front of your inner eye. And what my coach always reminds me not to forget, enjoy the journey with your tiny, tiny steps, your 2 millimeter shifts. They are the most important in your life. They are the ones you will always remember in the future. I won't forget this beautiful moment on my bench with my 3 cats. It's a very precious one because I enjoy breaking down into small steps for you what I've learned in the past. I enjoy the moment where I get even more precise in describing what I misunderstood 10 years ago and what prevented me from making progress. I love seeing what kind of puzzle piece I was missing in the past and what could help you to understand better and faster how to change your mindset. And definitely learn how to ask better questions so that you can help yourself to make those millimeter shifts. And if you have questions, write to me. If you need more tips and exercises on how to change your mindset, please order my book, Living Without Fear, on Amazon. Someone wrote to me recently, "Your book is wonderful and healing. A few tears at first, and I'm sure there will be more. Your book opens my heart. When I read it, In the evening, I always easily fall asleep and wake up content, happy, and closer to myself. Isn't this awesome as well? So thank you, dear listener, for spending your time with me and working on very tiny steps to gain more self-awareness. In case you feel depressed and nobody seems to like you, I tell you, you are awesome, you're loving, and you matter. And please, don't stop telling yourself these sentences hundreds of times to get them into your system. Have an amazing day and talk to you next week.